Hello folks, welcome to my channel Java Demystified by SSR. Here comes the question number 37. What is explicit, implicit and static import in Java? Let's demystify this question. So this is my Sublime text editor and now we are going to demystify the question. What is implicit import, explicit import and static import? In Java, we import packages to our applications or programs. And Java has a very rich set of libraries. All these libraries are called as packages. And packages contains classes, interfaces, and subpackages. Classes will contain, again, the methods, constructors, and data members. Those are fields, actually. Now we can import them by just using the import statement, but there are three kinds of imports that are possible: implicit import, explicit import, and static import. Let's now come to implicit import. So if you are importing the whole package by specifying dot star, then it is called implicit import. When we say import package name dot star, everything of that package is going to be available for access in our program. So everything means the classes, interfaces, their methods, etc., but not the sub packages. And implicitly, all the classes and interfaces are available. That's the meaning of implicit import. So you are not specifying what class you want, what interface you want. Automatically everything of that package is going to be available for access in our application. So that's what implicit import. So if you import any package with the dot star, automatically everything of it is available. That is implicit import. Then coming to the explicit import. In explicit, you are telling clearly what you would like to import. As an example, import java.util.date. So here you are interested in only importing the date class. That date class is going to be available for you to access in your application. That's what explicit. Clearly or explicitly specifying what you want to import. And implicit and explicit are not keywords. Just with import, you have to say that. See, as an example, implicit, I am saying import java.util.star, and for explicit, I am saying import java.util.date. So the way how you are actually accessing the package determines whether it is implicit or explicit. But there is another kind of import, that is static import. So here the static keyword comes into the picture. Now you can statically import the methods of a class and use them directly. Static import imports all the static methods of a class to your program, and you can actually use them directly because they are all static methods. As an example, we have a lang package that is by default available. So all classes and interfaces are available. Now there is a math class. The math class has several methods, several static methods. You want to find the power and you want to find the square root, you want to get a random number, you want to get the maximum, minimum. There are several static methods which are available in math. So every time you use, you have to say math dot square root, math dot power, something like that. Now what you can do is you can statically import the math class and you can use all the static methods straight away. For that, you need to say import static java.lang.math.star. Now all the static methods of this class is going to be available. In the same fashion, you have java.lang.integer, then all the static methods of integer class are going to be available. Okay, so this is about the three imports. And what is the order of execution of these imports? Okay, so implicit is first or explicit is first, and this we are going to discuss with some example. So let's now actually first move to a program which has been written already. Now let's see here. I would like to print a date actually. So I want to print today's date. So using the date class, which is available in util package. But if you observe here, what I'm doing is import java.util.star, and that means I'm using implicit import. And of course, I'm using java.sql.star also, because date class is also available in SQL package. The SQL package actually contains JDBC API, and there is a date class. So now what I'm doing is I'm importing both the packages. So all the classes and interface should be available, and I could able to actually access this date class. So date d equal to new date system.out.println d date actually when I print date d, so it is actually going to give me the today's date with the timestamp as well. Okay, so now I'm just saving this and I'm trying to run this. Yeah, let me compile Java C sample.java. Sample class is my class. Now you observe the output carefully. Yeah, so once I compile, I'm getting actually a compile term error. I'm not getting printed with my date, or my dot class file is not getting generated. So when I compile, compilation is failing. So what is the reason actually? Yeah, so here the reason says reference to date is ambiguous. Reference to date class is ambiguous. So date d equal to new date, when we say, and it says both class java.sql.date and java in java.sql package and java.util.date in java.util.date, okay, match. So when you are saying date d equal to new date and it matches to java.sql and it matches to java.util, so the d can refer to date class of util or date class of SQL. So that is an ambiguous reference. Okay, so this is actually because I am using both implicitly. Okay, so first reason is both the packages having date class, and even though you are importing for your program, both date class are available. When you try to create an object of one date class, which date class actually it is referring to, that's actually ambiguous. But how do I solve this problem? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, instead of saying java.util.star implicit import, what I'm doing here is java.util.date. Okay, so now actually what happens, this will become explicit import. Explicit import, and the program remains same. So now I have java.util.date and java.sql.star, and date class is available in util package. I am explicitly importing, and the java.sql.date actually I'm implicitly importing from SQL. Now let's see, I'm saving this, and when I run, you observe the difference. Actually it's compiled successfully. It's compiled successfully. How it has got compiled successfully, and what is the problem earlier? So that's the point to understand. Let me understand before that. And it works fine, and it says Sunday October 24, and today's time it is printing, and IST, and the year is 2021. So it works fine. But how it works actually, see, so that's what the point here. So when you have implicit import and explicit import, the priority is going to be for explicit import. The priority is for explicit import. In earlier case, both are implicit, you are getting a compile term error. This case, explicit import and implicit is there, the priority will be always for explicit import. So that's what I'm trying to tell you here. The order of execution, the priority will be for explicit import. Okay, then actually comes implicit. Then actually comes implicit. Okay, so now I will tell you one more point actually here, and I think you have understood the explicit and import and the priority, and there is one more point that is going to come actually. So I will be telling in other example. Okay, so now let's come back to my another class called test.java. So here in my test.java, so I have so many things written actually. See, I'm in a package called some HYD. So I got a package created, and of course that package HYD has several classes defined. So I'm going to show you that. But here, what we have to understand is implicit, explicit, and static imports. Okay, so first I'm showing you implicit and explicit. See, import java.title.star. This is implicit import because .star is there, and import java.io.console. So now console class is there in IO package, and which is used to read the data from the user. So I'm using console class, and that with explicit import. Okay, so now in my class test, in my main method, first I want to read a name, and then I want to read age. So name, I am asking the user to enter, and I'm reading that name using a scanner class, which is available in util package, because I am importing the whole util package implicitly. The scanner is available to me. I am reading that particular name, and I'm printing the name. Then by using this console class explicit import, what I'm doing is I'm reading the age. And so when you read the age through readline method, so because console has a readline method, so everything will be read into string form. So you need to convert back to integer. For that you have integer.parseInt. So parseInt is a static method of integer class, and you are able to do that. So int age equal to integer.parseInt of c.readline, and you are printing your age. Okay, this works fine actually. We are reading a name through scanner. That's why java.title.star. I'm reading age using console class, and I have explicitly imported the console class. Okay, so let me actually compile and run this and show you to say that this will work fine. Okay, so yeah. So actually these classes are in other package. So let me actually go to my current directory. Yeah, so now all these classes are available. You can actually see here. So I have this particular class test.java is there, and so I can actually run this test.java. So Control L, and I'm actually in a package. So whenever you are there in a package, how you are going to run? So you have a separate syntax to do that actually. Java C -d, and my class is test.java. Okay, since my class is in a package called HYD, so whenever you put your classes in some package, how you are going to actually compile is Java C, Java compiler -d. So where is the destination? The destination you have to specify, and the destination is current directory. Dot means current directory, and your file name, that is test.java. Okay, so this is compilations command. So it works fine. Now what happens? Test.class file is going to get created in a folder called HYD. That is my package. Okay, so when I run, actually, how should I run? Java space. Okay, so now this test class is there in HYD package. So HYD.test, Java space HYD.test. Now let's see, it asks me enter your name. Let's say I'm entering Java, and name is Java, and what is the age? 26 years is the age for Java because it has come in 1995. Okay, so now age is 26. So this is working fine. Okay, so there is nothing new actually. I have just imported two packages, one implicit, another is explicit, and only the difference what I did is I have actually put this class in some package. So that's why there is a difference in execution of your Java files. Okay, yeah, however, I am going to come up with a new question. So how to create your own packages, there I will be explaining very clearly how to compile and how to run. So the point here is not that. So the point here is to understand the static import. See, for example, here I am using in the line number 17, I am using a parseInt method. I'm using a parseInt method of integer class, and this integer class is available in java.lang package, right? Yeah, so whenever I use this method, this parseInt method, for example, you are reading something else like a double value, parse double, if it is parse float, something like that. So all these wrapper classes are having the static methods. Now what I'm going to see here is, whenever I use this parseInt, I'm using the class name, right? So now I can import this integer class statically. So that is what static import. So now come to the line number 5. So what I'm doing here is import static java.lang.integer.star. So it is not just java.lang.star, but it is java.lang. This class name dot star. Now what happens, because since you are using static keyword before, all the static methods of this integer class will be available for access directly. Okay, since I made it static java.lang.integer, now I can actually do something like this. Because I have imported statically the integer class, I need not to use the class name. I need not to use the class name directly. Directly, I can actually use these static methods. Int is equal to parseInt of c dot real line. Okay, so this is what static import. What is static import? You can statically import a class so that all the static methods of that class are available for use directly. So integer dot I'm saying, so I need not to use the integer class again here. Directly I can make use of the method. Okay, so let me actually compile and show you that it is going to work actually. See java c -d dot test.java, because I am in a package. So compile successfully, and when I run, and it should ask me the name. Let's say I'm giving a sample value ABC and age is some 23, then it prints 23. So that means there is no problem actually. So even though I'm using parseInt, there is no issue. It's not integer.parseInt, it is just parseInt, because I have statically imported this particular integer class. So this is what actually is about static import, right? Implicit, explicit, and static import. And the last and very important point I would like to tell you here, in terms of the order, okay, is something like this. Okay, so now what I'm doing is, see, I have a date class here. Date d equals to new date, and actually I am printing system.out.println. Okay, so date d equal to new date, system.out.println of d. What actually should get printed? So it should print actually today's date. We have seen already in the earlier program. Since java.util.star is available, that means util package is available to me, and there is a date class that is also available here, then it should print me today's date, right? It should print date and time, right? Now let's actually see. I have uncommented. Now when I actually compile and run, so this is the point where you need to observe carefully. Java space hy.test. Now it is asking me the name, let me say Java, and then age is, let's say, 26. And after that, what happens? Date also will get printed. Now see, date d equal to new d, system.out.println d, it is not printing the date. It's not printing the date actually. So it should print today's date, time, year, right? So that's what we have seen earlier, but it's not happening actually. Why? Why it's not happening? So it's not happening because this date class, even though it is available in that util.star, which I am importing, but this priority is getting overridden by the date class which I have written over here. I have a date.java which I have written on my own, and it is available in my package HYD. See now here, I have a date class, public class date, and which is there in my package HYD. And what I'm doing, so public string to string, whenever some object of this date class is created and the date object is getting printed, it should print it prints, it should print like it prints date ep. So this is what I want to get printed. This is what I want to actually get printed. right? So this is how I actually written my own class, and which is available in my package HYD. Now this particular class test is also is there in package HYD. And when I'm actually referring to date, when I'm referring to date, it is not referring to java.util.star. It is not referring to my java.util package. It is referring to the class that is available in the package. Okay, so this is called something principle of locality. The principle of locality. See here, I have a date class written in the same package, and this class is also in the same package. And this date class actually prints date app. That's what the statement whenever somebody creates this particular date object. Okay, and when we are using it, it is actually, instead of printing date and time, it is actually it prints app. For example, see here, it prints date app. Okay, so that means what we need to understand over here. Okay, so explicit import has the highest priority, then implicit import we can understand. But if you have a class that is defined in your own package, okay, then that particular class has the highest priority of explicit or implicit. Okay, so that's the point I want to emphasize here. If, of course, when compare explicit import and implicit import, explicit has highest priority, but you have your class or interface, whatever it is, in that package. Okay, so that means you have a user defined class in that package, and the highest priority is for that particular class. The highest priority will be for that particular class. So this has to be noted. So what is the order of execution? If you have any class which you have created and it's available in that particular package, that will have the highest priority, then explicit import, then implicit import. So now the same thing you can actually understand here. When I say date equal to new date, it's not referring to my java.util, but it is referring to my date class which is available in my package HYD. Okay, so this is the order of the execution. Hope you have understood this. And if you want some more examples, actually I have some example here written for this static importing. So now let's see, I will actually execute this and tell you also. So I have class test1, and I have a lang package by default available. So I have a max method which prints me maximum value, square root method which prints me square root, random method to print random value, pow method which prints actually power 8 cube actually, right? So every time I have to write math dot. So let me actually show you that one as well. As an example, Java C test1.java compiled successfully, and when I run actually, so Java test1, because it's not there in any package, so I'm compiling and running directly. See, now everything is getting fine. So maximum value, square root, random value, and power, everything is fine. So now what I'm doing actually is, so instead of writing these statements straight away, try to observe actually here what I'm doing. I'm actually straight away saying max, square root, random, power. I'm not using math actually. And before that, what I have to do is I have to import this particular math class statically. See, import a static java.lang. This math class is available in lang package, and now say star. Okay, so now what happens, without using the math class, all these things are going to get work. For example, instead of 8 cube, I am actually 8 square I am doing. So just to understand the difference in output. Okay, so let me actually compile this. Compile, and when you run actually, now you can see the output is getting printed. So 8 square is actually 64. So this is one more example of static import. So with this, I think you have understood everything of the static uh, explicit and implicit imports with program examples, and also the order of the execution of this. Okay, so what is the order of execution? Explicit has highest priority than implicit. And if we have a class which is defined in the same package, that overrides the priority of explicit also. So that's what we have seen actually with a date class, and this date class belongs to this date.java as part of my package HYD, and it's not referring to util package. I think so this is clear, and you are able to answer very clearly with program examples when somebody asks about implicit, explicit, and static imports. Thank you for watching, and if you like my video, then please share and subscribe too.